The Minnesota Frost can close out its semifinal series against the Toronto Sceptres tonight on home ice. It's Game 4 of the PWHL playoffs presented by Shark Ninja. Game 4 in the state of hockey. We're underway. A must-win for the Toronto Sceptres. In dangerous territory, they have just one win inside XL Energy Center. 2 wins in Minnesota. The first coming at 3M Arena at Mariucci, both backstopped by Kristen Campbell. But an important change in net is Jackson watching on from their crease as the puck makes its way into Toronto's zone for the first time tonight.
Blair Turnbull already setting the pace with a big hit.
They'll look to that from their captain, Coyne Schofield. Pops it to the slot, a Scepter in the way. Comfer centering feed to Daryl Watts. Scored Toronto's first of the game to make it a 3-1 game in the first period on Sunday. Watts' first playoff goal as well.
Look for Minnesota already just chipping pucks up the ice, trying to get in behind.
There's playmaker Heisey trying to find Kava quick. Coyne Schofield working it from the far side. To the point, Sophie Jakes. Cross this time, Channel Watkins. Looking down low for Kava. And the half wall pops out to Sarah Nurse. She sends it up for Emma Malte. Emma Malte, who's not playing in the middle today. And Callie Flanagan takes the puck away.
Well, Troy Ryan made some changes to his lineups late last game. He stuck with those changes, and that's Malte moving back to the wing. Hannah Miller is back in the middle.
Seemed to work, and Troy Ryan not afraid to make changes as we're seeing, giving Jackson their first career playoff start, and only saw action for the first time 16 days ago.
Sometimes you make that change, and that's to shake your team up as well, to see if you can get them inspired to play and to play in front of CJ.
Well, it was an incredible win on Pride Night for Toronto as well. In front, Connors had to get the shot off close, but big energy here. Let's not forget Sunday night, Minnesota was able to put up 3 goals within the first 8 minutes, and they got those 3 goals within 5 minutes of scoring the first. Quick shot from the slot, blocked. Comfer, check that. Gosling tries for another. He had 2 goals game 1 against Hensley. Looking for more. Now back below. Gosling once more wins the battle, comes out. Forced to stay in the perimeter, floats it in the glove of Hensley. Kava up to Jakes, puts it down, not necessarily for the net, but for some support down low. Out comes Toronto. Now from distance, blocked. Coyne Schofield looking to bat at it. Turnbull can't hold on. Kava with the pressure. Jessie Comfer keeps it herself. Enters the zone. Channel Watkins with some strong defense for not a fast coming down. Channel Watkins looking up for Minnesota as they work on an exit plan. Puck pops up, and who's back but we're not a fast. Player that takes a lot of responsibility for her team, named one of the 3 Defender of the Year finalists. In fact, all 3 are playing in this game. Nurse. Centering feed taken away by Brooke McQuigg, who was outstanding last game. McQuigg with 2 goals. Panic loses an edge as she goes to the far side. Fast works it to Harmon. Just out of reach for Izzy Daniels. She goes off for the change.
Frost just looking to get in behind Toronto's defense right now. They flipped a few pucks out. Of course, we're not a fast in on that last one. She can recover.
With Claire Thompson, so dangerous. Drops it off for Panic. Looking for McQuigg in the middle. Out comes Connors this time. First space taken away on the far side. Frost once again successful in their defense. Off the skate, Callie Flanagan corrals the puck. Sends it up for Natalie Spooner. Spooner couldn't get by Steckline to the puck. Puck heads the other way this time. Megan Carter sends it down. Partial change for Toronto as well. Haley Scamora out on the ice, getting to work as she does. Providing that presence along the far wall. Loose puck. Katie Knoll will settle it. Find some space up for Liz Sceptres, who opened scoring on Sunday here inside XL Energy Center. Woods, cross ice in front. Gosling scores! Toronto on the board first.
Well, just as I was about to say, they're not getting anything to the inside of the ice, either of these two teams. Toronto with a quick transition off the turnover, and they attack right away. Julia Gosling, another player who has been excellent in this playoff series. The quick turnover, transition right away. Now chip to the middle. They've caught Minnesota on a bit of a change. Julia Gosling will forehand, backhand, and she slides that one home. Her third goal of the playoffs. She's been impressive.
The 6th overall draft pick this past year from London, Ontario. Had 4 goals through the regular season, now at 3 in the playoffs. All 3 coming against Nicole Hensley. Hensley was in for game 1, and Julia Gosling was able to score the game winner.
5-on-5 goals too. In regular season, all of her goals were on the power play, which she's got a deadly shot, but good to see her getting on the board 5-on-5.
Minnesota looking to respond quickly as Jackson sprawls out. First look at Jackson and a save.
You also know that Poulin's going to get a lot of ice time, even in just a 60-minute game.
Absolutely. Now Zumwinkle doing the work in the corner. Batted out. It was nearly sent deeper in. Shanna Watkins plays it up. Minnesota able to put it in the near corner. Brooke McQuigg. Her shot towards the net blocked. Toronto did win the blocked shots battle in Sunday's game, although it didn't reflect on the scoreboard. Shanna Watkins turning feet. Zumwinkle trying to get it into the low slot. Flipped up. Jakes with a good reach.
Toronto in some trouble right now. They got 1 player changed. They still got 4 out there that they need to get off.
Shots very low here, 5-4, favoring Toronto, although some extended time on the attack for the Frost. Team that has been so effective at scoring. In comes Sceptres.
Minnesota now on their 3rd change. 3 lines have come out as Toronto is still stuck on the ice with the same unit.
Flanagan able to bank it off the board. So now Connors rushing in. It's a pair of 22s get to the puck. First bookbinder in the purple sweaters. Flaherty, who drew in for her playoff game of this series on Sunday. May Batherson played games 1 and 2 in Toronto, and Flaherty was out. Now Harmon chips it up. And for Connors, Connors waiting for reinforcement, sends it down for Fast. She gets a stick. Spooner. And play it now, Miller. Miller looking to make something happen. Fast puts it down. It's actually deflected off Miller's leg. Miller holds over to Harmon. It just skims by. A little bit of a bounce to it.
Well, those are the ones that are dangerous. They got a bit of a bounce. They're hitting some legs in front of the net.
Scamora doing the work, trying to cut through in the right circle, but Steckline looking for a reset.
Well, once again for Toronto, it's this 4th line. Invisible tonight.
The crowd coming alive here inside XL Energy Center. Some chants erupting as we're under 6.5 to go in the first period. Looking to tie it. Heisey centering feed picked off by Woods. Heisey once more trying to put it up for her teammates. Carter back to the far corner. Anna-Shell Bean, who picked up her first career playoff assist after scoring her first playoff goal last game. It was the secondary on the first goal tonight. Harmon puts it on Hensley, will force the cover. Under 6 to go in the first period, game 4. It's a must-win for Toronto, and the Sceptres, the road team, in the lead. It's 1-0 over Minnesota. It's Minnesota, both their first playoff series, needing 5 games. Obviously, in the semifinal, that was good news for Minnesota, who were down 2 coming into this building. So Toronto has yet to win a playoff game inside XL Energy Center. They only have one win in franchise history in this building. It came this season in February. Up comes the puck. It was just a 2-1 game at that. Very close. Toronto's wins this regular season were all one-goal decisions over Minnesota.
Savannah Harmon with a really nice step up through the neutral zone to break that play up.
Laura Kluga to Malte, who lets her rip. Now Comfort gets it back, takes it far corner, plays it up to the point. Monroe sends it down. Malte's there along with Comfort. Malte gritty, trying to battle for it. Good stick. Monroe comes in on the far side. Flaherty for the Frost, puts it up for Brooke McQuigg. Two players with multi-goal games, McQuigg and Cava on Sunday. Comfort, patient. Forced to turn. Loose puck, Monroe, far side. Now Watts trying to work it away from Heisey. Frost, they're looking to get going on a 2-on-1, but then forced to the outside. Cava drives in front. Coyne Schofield. Scramble in front of the net, but Jackson Calm and Compose has covered the puck. Defensive zone draw for the Sceptres, but it's set right back by Lee Steckline. We've got 10 shots on goal combined this period. That's actually the same number that combined in the first period of Game 3, although the score was very different. It was 3-1 at the end of the opening frame, and there's still just over 3.5 minutes to go here. That shot tally could run up a little bit more. Petrie able to get a good stick on it. It's played by Jackson. Harmon. The stretch feed to Miller with a hard rim. As in comes Scamora on the forecheck. Where'd the puck go? Scamora back to it, now working in. There's Sheppers over to Channel Watkins. Flanagan finds it. Puts it on net. Scamora once more working at it. Channel Watkins to take it away, but forced to turn all the way around as Scamora stays up. There's that pressure for number 16 off the skate, and Himlarova look to chip it down for Sheppers. Big time fourth line for Minnesota. Scamora. We got two players sort of getting into it, but
looks like Fast and Sheppers tangled up, and they gave each other a couple extra shots for the effort.
Now working in with speed. Zumwinkle's trying to fly up the far side. It's chipped back into the near corner for Minnesota. Take the speed away. That's been what both teams want to do to the other. It was a speedy game the last time they were out here. Izzy Daniel, the Minneapolis native, puts it into the far corner. Panic. Out to Steckline. Going to get on the move, but back in the neutral zone, Carter. Cross for Monroe. Bit of a different pace here. Just over 2 minutes left in the first period.
Well, you have two teams that wanted to play better in their own zone. They've done that already. Been much more consistent.
Oh, but watch out, Coyne Schofield. Using her speed to her advantage. Jumps on the puck. It's back on the attack for the Frost. Sets up a one-timer for Flaherty. Flaherty, who has a game-winning goal in the playoffs in this building. Happened Game 3 against Toronto last year. Up to the point, just out of reach for Bookbinder, so Watts trying to jump up. Turnbull goes off. Now Cava. Watch out. The feed on Jackson. Stopped. Been a good, clean first period as we approach the 1 minute remaining mark. In the first 3 games, there had been at least one power play. Pearl getting in the mix. There's still time here for a tying goal from the Frost. Out comes Renata Fast. She plays it over for Watts. Watts to Fast. Runs out of room, but still net front and just misses. What an effort by the captain, though. Sceptres stay on the attack, but into the slot. Jakes with a good flip into the neutral zone and goes in to chase it. Now setting up Michaela Cava. She comes in and misses. My goodness, it feels like a rare miss for Michaela Cava.
Well, she's got deceptive speed. So it looks like the D are with her, and then next thing you know, she is by them.
Thompson, play it off the wall. 16 seconds remaining here. Can they get a late goal in the first? Cava gets it back off the post, although Jackson got a piece of it. 6 seconds to go now. The Sceptres able to stave off that pressure. And they will close out the first period with a 1-goal lead. A goal on their very first shot. And yes, that is a PWHL playoff first. Toronto went into game 3 without a single road goal. Scored 5 now. Have 6, but still looking for a road win in team history in the postseason. Nurse with a centering feed. Jakes jumps to it. Out comes Sophie Jakes. Holding on all on her own for Heisey. Monroe tracking. Last year's playoff MVP. Popped out by Malte. Jakes was hoping to hold the line.
Well, that little pop play, you see Toronto do that quite often, pop the puck to the middle of the ice, but you want to make sure it's on a stick. It can be dangerous on the turnover. You're popping them to the middle of the ice and they miss the tape.
A long feed for Malte, but now Grace Zumwinkle holds on. And she tries to fire it into the slot for McQuigg. I have to think if that connected, it would have been pretty deadly. Step line, just Cole Hensley looking for her first playoff win against Toronto. She had the game 1 starts in both semifinal series last year that went the Sceptres' way. Sorry, not last year. The game 1 starts last year and this season. But truly was their best player. Faced a franchise high 37 shots from the Sceptres on Minnesota. The team fell just short of tying the game. They were down 3-0, made it 3-2. Right now looking for the equalizer in a 1-goal game. Heisey in the far corner, kept out of the slot. Julia Gosling, open scoring. Lays it up for Comfort. Back and forth now, Denisa Shishova looking to place it ahead for Petrie. Petrie and Shelbeen. Turnbull adding some pressure. Down low, Shelbeen getting to work. Petrie turns, looking for some space. Megan Carter takes it up. Cross now, Steckline. Rims it once more, finds Petrie, it's out. And the Sceptres, Daryl Watts with a cross-ice feed. Looking for that support. Turnbull plays it back. Put it on Hensley, it's kicked out. Gives Minnesota some life. Panic will just put it down. The line goes for a change. Panic stays up.
That whole sequence starts with a nice cross-ice pass from Daryl Watts out of the zone.
She does it once more. A little bit more of a centering feed there for Turnbull. Will just take the shot anyhow.
She got half the spinorama in. If she completed that, I think maybe she would add a lane to the net.
Turnbull scoring on Sunday, and it was her first playoff goal outside of a game 1. Still a 1-0 lead for Toronto. Minnesota in their own zone win that draw, and this is where the face-off wins favor the Frost big time, able to thwart those efforts from the dot. Although at the point, Harmon looking to send it up still. Puts it below the goal line.
Good step up from Savannah Harmon, and then that play up ice unfortunately was into the skates, but she's had a good reads through the neutral zone.
Izzy Daniel to Renata Fast looking for a lane. She takes the shot, blocked by Jakes. Took the full brunt of that. Now Harmon gets it back for the Sceptres. In comes Ali Monroe. She takes the shot. There was Malte net front, batted out. Minnesota effective, trying to keep away from the slot. Another chance net front. Spooner looking for the wraparound. Support from Miller, far side, keeps the attack alive here. Miller working below. Now Panic. Calm works it off the glass and up into the neutral zone. Connors Gets there first, but we have a whistle. It's a hand pass.
Well, a couple nice shots for Toronto, both from the point and both with a ton of patience. Renata Fast with the first one, and Ali Monroe, the beauty shot on Hensley.
You look at this series, even if you include this game, they're just at 206 minutes and scored just 26 goals. Sounds a lot like last year's playoffs as well. So for you stats geeks out there, we got a new one. TOB, time on broadcast. Last two playoff series, Kenzie Lalonde and Cheryl Pounder averaged TOB 83 minutes per game. Daniela Ponticelli and Becky Keller, 63 minutes per game. You two have some catching up to do.
Yeah, a little bit, hey?
We're fourth liners, Rob.
That's a stat I'm happy they can keep that one. That's fine. Take the quadruple overtimes. Right now, Miller turning back. This series has not gone to overtime.
Knock on wood. Game 4s in this building have gone to double OT.
Oh, we're
two
ready.
Of them.
We're ready. If that seems to be the trend. Spooner trying to put it on a sharp angle shot. Cava looked to carry it out. Connors just sends it right back.
Spooner with a little cutback, and then she fired that shot, and that's a lot of what we saw from her last year. And Toronto would love to get her going again like they did last season.
It's deck line to Thompson. Minnesota looking for their first shot here in the second period. Still at 6, what they had in the opening frame. I mean, this is what Toronto wanted to do to help out Jackson as well. Scamora through traffic. Up for Woods. It's a little out of reach. In comes Julia Gosling back behind the net. The goal in this game already. Along the wall, Katie Knoll. Trying to set it up for Jakes. Fast turns it back. Scamora puts it into the Minnesota zone as Comfort gets a stick on it. Forces the play back into the slot. Sceptres come in now. Turnbull looks for a way. Hops off the end boards, then goes in for the chase. The point, Shelbeen. Back this time to Comfort. She has nowhere to go. Turnbull below the goal line. Watts looking to help out. Plays it up for Shelbeen. Across now to Carter. Carter puts it towards the net. It's blocked by Sheppers. Out come the Frost. Of course, with all that extended time, just has to dump it. The curl so quick. Now Petrie. That's a flying curl with the shot. Skips just wide on the short side. Nurse and Petrie. Quick win for the Frost. Petrie now working off the wall. Flanagan with the pressure. Shisheva watching on. Curl to Shisheva. What a sequence.
Nurse with a good stick in front to take Shisheva's stick away.
Nurse sends it around. What a dangerous play for the Frost.
Well, it's an area they've cleaned up a bit since the last game, though, getting some sticks in that spot and not allowing that shot to come through.
Dominique Petrie, a rookie that had a tremendous start, goals in her first 3 games, but has been unable to score since then as the 10th longest active goal drought in the league, but so effective otherwise. She does have playoff points already in this series as helpers. Now working in is Zumwinkle. Has had a quieter season as well. Battled injury, though. Up now to Flaherty. Flaherty blocked. A chance here. Zumwinkle in the slot, but quick work by Flanagan. Gets it up for Izzy Daniel. Now Malte just trying to drive it along the far wall. Sceptres have to move quick as now Panic brings it in. A good stick by Connors. Gets it over to Miller. Miller as well on a bit of a goal drought. She pulls up, takes the shot. The Sceptres setting up here in the zone. Gonna find that space fast. Up now. Miller rips it, scores! Toronto up 2, and it's Hannah Miller's first goal of the playoffs.
That one's got to feel good for Hannah Miller, a player who, like you said, had been in a drought, and she had been one of the best and most prolific goal scorers in this league in the first 2/3 of the season. How about the patience behind the goal line from Natalie Spooner to wait that out and find Miller. Miller high in the slot. Now, she's one of the players in this league. She can rip a puck, so she can score from distance. She shows just that as she is tops of the circles. And she blasts this one up high to beat Hensley. And really, it was her entry as well as she bullies her way through the neutral zone, pushes her way past coverage to get into the zone as well.
A 13-game goal drought, 85 days last scoring February 19th in a big 4-point game. It was a career high for her. Now Heisey finds the back of the net. Minnesota finds its first goal in the second period, and Kendall Coyne-Schofield with the goal.
Coyne-Schofield in her normal place, going to the front of the net. Taylor Heisey, shoot the puck, says her coach. Well, she rips this one on net. There's Coyne-Schofield, where she is so often just tenacious around the crease. She gets a touch on this one to beat Jackson, a team that has not put many pucks on goal in this second frame. But they put that one in.
Well, and we've heard that time and time again. When you don't see the action, it's hard to get in that rhythm. You see Toronto has 10 more shots on goal than Minnesota, but that response, exactly what the Frost wanted, to cut that lead in half. That was their first shot of the second period as well.
Minnesota's been opportunistic. In game one, they lost 3-2 despite being vastly outplayed. They were able to find ways to get pucks in the net.
Now Petrie trying to drive towards the net, curls there as well. Steckline back down. There were just 14 seconds between those two goals. And so a swift response from the Frost, but it's Hannah Miller with her first of the series. It's 2-1, Sceptres. And just like that, Minnesota's captain becomes the fourth captain among the teams to record a goal in this playoff series in 2025. She's been so good as a leader for her team. Already has 2 assists in this series. So those 14 seconds between the two goals, it's the fewest amount of time between goals in a playoff game this season. Petrie, the face-off circle. We've got a Sceptre down. Trying to make life hard. And the puck as Watts tries to work it out. Shisheva keeps it in. Now Curl looking to put it on net. Another chance. In they come off the backhand. Shisheva kept out by Jackson. To the far side. Now we're picking up the pace as well. It felt a little bit of a different feel to start this game. Turnbull to Monroe. 4 of their 6 regular season games were just 1-goal decisions. Of course, Toronto's only win so far in this playoff series, a 1-goal decision. Steckline, Shisheva, and Flanagan. Sending it down. Now Coyne-Schofield. Heisey trying to work it in. It's kept at bay to the outside. Kava picked up an assist on that goal. Right now, that goal, by the way, being credited to Taylor Heisey.
Change to the Minnesota goal. Wilson Reed, first goal of the postseason for number 26, Emma Coyne-Schofield. With assist from Taylor Heisey and Taylor Kava.
It has been a big stretch for Steckline. Of course, there are 3 goals this series, matching her regular season total. As Minnesota makes another push here, looking to tie the game in the second. Came in down 1. Toronto was up by 2. And just 14 seconds later, Taylor Heisey. It's her first of the playoffs. Right as I say that, word that the goal has been changed back to Coyne-Schofield. So we'll settle that at the intermission. Daryl Watts shoots. It pops up off the glass. A good look for Watts. Toronto's leading goal scorer through the regular season. Off the glass now. Trying to work it out. Shisheva gets it into the neutral zone. Sarah Nurse nursing a black eye from game 2. He's back in off the end boards.
No pun intended. Nursing a black eye.
None at all. She's doing really well with it. It's just there's a little bit of a mark still. Now Steckline. Pressing against the wall. Keeps it to the outside. Allie Monroe looking for a lane away in. Sends it down. Nurse is there along the goal line. So is Izzy Daniel. And step line with the pressure once more. Emma Malte just bullies her way in. Up now to Monroe. Across. Flanagan chips it down once more as they go in for it. Emma Woods wins that battle, but Gosling with the puck. Forced up and around Flanagan now. In for a point shot. Flanagan shoots. Blocked by Steckline. Steckline is everywhere on the ice right now. Monroe down for Scamora. Scamora out. Gosling looking for her second of the game. Catches the outside of the net. The crowd reacting like what they see. They want Minnesota to win this series at home. Fast. 3.5 left here in the second period. Each team has found the back of the net here in the middle frame. Fast. Up to Harmon.
Julia Gosling may have nightmares about that last opportunity, though. I think she just had to get it upstairs a little bit.
Heisey. Her attempt to get out of the zone ends up back down, now to the far side. Bookbinder working in with Coyne Schofield. Back to it, the captain digging in. Coyne Schofield did get a tip on that Heisey shot, so she has Minnesota's first goal of this game. It traded hands for a little bit there. Harmon crossed to Fast. Her shot blocked, and Coyne Schofield was about to take off.
Minnesota desperately needs a change right now.
So Coyne Schofield would do it herself, just puts it cross ice for Cava. Cava back up to Coyne Schofield. Cava and Heisey, this line, getting in on that goal. So Cava picking up her first playoff assist of this series. Now Heisey to Coyne Schofield. Fans on the shot. Looking back is Flaherty with a hard rim. Zumwinkle. In the far corner, another player looking to snap a goal drought. Zumwinkle. Cross now to Flaherty. Flaherty for Brooke McQuigg. Haven't seen much of McQuigg in this game yet. See what she can do as Zumwinkle pulls up in the high slot. Blocked once more into the corner. Toronto now with some extended time in their own zone. Flaherty just puts it wide. Dangerous shot from Maggie Flaherty. Not on it, looking to lift it up, catches the post, but what an attempt for Kelly Panic, looking for her first career playoff goal still. Steckline, she's been so dangerous. Just a miss now, Comfort getting 9 up on McQuigg. Minnesota just setting up shop here, looking for their second. McQuigg shoots, scores! Minnesota ties it. The crowd loves it. Panic has her first career playoff goal.
You could feel this one coming, and you went from a situation where Toronto had Minnesota hemmed in. Minnesota was the team that needed to change. They get out, and now you've got the opposite down at the other end of the ice. You got some Toronto players that have been on for quite some time. Minnesota, again, piggybacking some shifts, and they are buzzing around the zone. Kelly Panic, who's just net front. Brooke McQuigg, nice shot, and there's that tip. That's just a beauty. Jackson's looking for that about waist high. Panic gets a tip on it, touches it down low. That's a tough save for a goaltender to make, and this one's all tied up.
The Sceptres tie it up despite shots being 18-9 for Toronto. As mentioned, a big goal for Kelly Panic. Riding a bit of a high, coming off a strong World Championship performance. Now Minnesota looking for its first lead of the game in this final minute of the middle frame. Sceptres, Scamora, over and out for Turnbull. Turnbull driving, tries for a sharp angle shot. Now back below the goal line is the puck. Thompson out for Heisey. Cross ice for Coyne Schofield. The top line getting to work here. They go off for a change. 36 seconds. Brooke McQuigg picks up an assist. Yes. Goals in this playoff series, and Channel Watkins as well gets the secondary on that second goal. Harmon along the near wall looking for Watts and some support from Nurse. Back down Zumwinkle. Her path cut off by Fast. Now Harmon Her attempted clear actually caught the back of Zumwinkle in the neutral zone, just outside Toronto's blue line. Toronto went up 2, then the Frost responded here for a tie game through 40 minutes. Words being exchanged here. The third period is underway inside XL Energy Center. Home ice has been the advantage in the playoffs for Minnesota, and very much so against the Sceptres as they go for a wraparound. Jackson keeps it out. Some support by Watts to get it back in the neutral zone.
Well, Turnbull came in on the offensive side of Shisheva, so she just turned around, cut low, and was able to walk that puck to the net, so try for the wraparound. Want to make sure you got your body in good defensive position.
Coming into this game, Jackson had only played that one career game, allowing just 1 goal, and that was at home. First road game, and it's a very difficult barn, as the Sceptres have only won once inside this building. Flanagan from the point puts it down, and on the chase is Sarah Nurse. Looks back for Malte, shoots and scores! Emma Malte! Toronto back on top now, 3-2.
I don't know if you're going to find a player with more expressive face than when she scores a goal than Emma Malte, as she just looked jubilant. She gets herself into a nice position. Nice little shoulder check here as well. Sarah Nurse hits Malte. Malte just turns and fires. That's a deceptive shot because she's got her toe caps facing the corner when she receives that pass. So if you're a goaltender, you don't know exactly how that puck is going to come off her stick as she turns right away, no hesitation, and then rips it. A little bit of a half slap shot. So that's got to be a very hard shot for a goaltender to read.
First of this series, Malte had 1 playoff goal last year as well. Of course, Toronto's goals were all scored at home up until this series. Malte as well, ending a 13-game goal drought. Brooke McQuigg holds on, looking to even the score once more. Thompson, it's loose. Kept out that time. Allie Monroe cleaning up the garbage.
Toronto again, just a little one-on-one that they got beat up high, and that up high leads to plays down low. So taking care of business one-on-one. There's been a couple opportunities.
Another quick test on Jackson. So the Frost putting up some shots early here in the third. They took about nearly midway through the second to get their first shot of the middle frame, and of course they executed. Coyne Schofield able to get the tip in, and yes, it is the captain's goal. It went back and forth. Taylor Heisey given the primary assist, and Channel Watkins helping out. Check that. Channel Watkins was on the panic goal. As in comes Katie Knoll, lays the hit on Renata Fast. Talk about confidence from the rookie. Spooner.
That's twice.
Miller.
Fast cut out in front of the net, and Minnesota right on her. So
making an adjustment now. Connors trying to drive the action. Spooner in at front. The far corner of Gosling. Back down, Flanagan trying to get in front of Britta Curl. Curl fast with a heavy shot. Now Petrie trying to jump ahead. Get a stick on it. Scamora along the center line, just in front of the bench. Bit of a stalemate along the wall. Gosling watching on. Now Monroe. Toronto regains the lead early on here in the third period. Scamora comes through, tries to work it along the far wall. That sets up some space for Coyne Schofield, looking to jump ahead on a breakaway. Puts the shot on Jackson. It's kept out. Some solid defensive work by Harmon and Carter just to slow down the incredible speed of Coyne Schofield.
Well, they both converged, and you know their eyes probably lit up when I know who this is. We better get on our horse.
Goes out the lane. Now Harmon. Toronto, of course, got hemmed in their own zone a few times in the second period. Heisey trying to come in for support for the Frost. Carter up to Scamora. In cuts Thompson, and with the change, Thompson has some ice and room to move. A big collision with Sarah Nurse. Again, this is just the second time this entire PWHL season But there have been no penalties through the first 2 periods of a game, and it's the first time ever in playoffs. And these are 2 teams that have been so good on the power play, so both teams understand. Nurse looking for her first, goes instead for the pass to Daniel. Sarah Nurse without a playoff goal in her career. Flanagan up along the wall, Malte, who just scored her first. Coming in, Brooke McQuigg with a good backhand pass down, or sends it down. Malte puts it back down low for Hensley.
Malte just a little hesitation just to make sure she's got that red line before she puts the puck down the ice.
It'll be an icing, so we'll reset in the Minnesota zone. Knoll able to have an effective block and put it up ahead, but Renata Fast will not allow Himlarova ahead of her. Himlarova, though, staying up with Fast. Down to the point, back into the neutral zone. Scheppers with a quick move. Fast to Harmon. Try to work it up off the far wall this time. Talked about things being won and lost in the neutral zone as Britta Curl tries to head down Main Street. Her path disrupted. Jackson lets the puck continue here as Harmon now. Gonna work it up the near wall. Quick flip up. And that gives some room for Scamora. She just has to step back, so it's offside. Frost adding to their shots on goal tally. Already have 5 here in the 3rd period. Looking once more for the equalizer. Falling on it. The crowd wanting a call on that. But we'll play on. Gosling. And a feed at center for Scamora. Up off the fingers. Kava. Puck played now by Heisey. Setting up Coyne Schofield. Takes into the corner. Thompson. Reaching it at the half wall. On the near side, quick work by Comfer. Out now to Fast with that pressure, of course. Nowhere to go for Fast, still in the Toronto zone. Scamora carries it out. Can't quite put it deep in the Minnesota zone. Petrie. It's rimmed, and that gives Daryl Watts some space. Has to work it off the wall, up to Comfer this time. Comfer trying to get around Jake so quick. Good hit by Curl. Stop the path. Now Flanagan walks in to the high slot, drops it back. Turnbull's shot blocked. Crowd likes what they see. Now Monroe working it in, has Daniel on the far side. Daniel blocked. Jake's just taking the full force. Daniel once more trying to cut through.
Couple nice blocks for Minnesota on what looked to be scoring chances for Toronto.
All Sophie Jakes doing the work. Jackson will cover. Block shots 12-19 for the Frost. Sarah Nurse picked up her first playoff point, assisting Malte. First playoff point of this series, I should say. Kava to Heisey. Drops it back for Kava. Kava with all kinds of room that time. Forced to turn back. From the point, skips out. Coyne Schofield buries it. The captain with her 2nd of the game to tie it.
Boy, has she ever been good around the net today, and you know she's always right there. This is some good hand-eye coordination as she's able to pick up the rebound. Minnesota gets the puck to the top. They've done that a lot up to the top. You see Coyne Schofield come in as that rebound pops out to the side. As she gets a stick on it, a backhand. She does not have a lot of space. She just gets it inside of that post to beat Jackson's pad.
Fans liking what they see. Back to a tie game. So the 2nd equalizer for the Frost, this time scored by Coyne Schofield. She came in with no playoff goals, had 2 assists, now has 2 goals in this series. Flanagan, who had the secondary on Molte's goal, passes it over. It's batted down mid-air. The hand eye from Thompson. Petrie up now to Curl. 1-on-2 gets around. Takes a bit of a spill for the effort, but Frost still back in the zone looking for their first lead of the game. Sophie Jakes and Michaela Cava assisting on that effort. That's Cava's second assist of the game. Just under 11 minutes remaining here in the third period. A must-win for Toronto, for Minnesota. A ticket to the PWHL Finals, a chance to defend their inaugural Walter Cup championship. Jesse Comfer over to Daryl Watts. Watts looking to be the difference maker. Shoots! Just wide.
That's the first really good zone entry we've seen from Daryl Watts this game. We see that usually a lot where she comes in, she's able to work her way to the middle of the ice.
Julia Gosling just stopping Steckline short. Sceptres trying to set up here. Thompson cross ice to Katie Knoll. Now Shepers. Shepers to Himlarova. Shepers comes up. And out comes Gosling. Gosling works it over to Scamora. Haley Scamora trying to float it down. Woods in control, has an assist in this game. Flanagan comes in, drives towards, takes it around, looking for the wraparound or some support. Scamora in the circle, up now. Flanagan takes it. Tries to put the shot on, it bounces.
Lots of bodies in the way for Minnesota. Hard for Toronto to get anything to the net right now.
Allie Monroe. She's pinched. And Frost looking to work out of their own zone. Sending it up for Himlarova. Putting it ahead. Miller will get there. Miller, the goal in this game. Pass now. Connors looking for a sharp angle. Or a net front. Spooner, she's still there. The puck along the near wall. Spooner coming out to get it. Spooner plays it out to the far side. Zumwinkle sends it down, so the Sceptres go for a partial change. Icing's the call. Sceptres to retake the lead once more. But a good win for the Frost in their own zone. Flanagan at the near point. Forced to send it down. Daniel. Before a way pass. Can't find it. Carter nearly misplays the puck. Molte to Izzy Daniel. Daniel cuts around, looks for some space, looking for a wraparound. Dropped it off behind. Now Carter takes the shot through traffic. Channel Watkins can't send it ahead, but Frost able to keep the puck out of their own zone as we approach the final 8 minutes here in the third period. Face off to Jackson's right. So far, no penalties either, so all 6 goals have come at even strength. Minnesota leads the league by far and away in even strength goals. More impressive for the Sceptres that trailed now. Thompson pulls up, stopped by Jackson in quick, but they'll reload. Another chance, a bounce up high off the glass. Heisey collects it far side, plays it back for Cava. Cava, 2-point performance already. Drops it off for Brooke McQuigg. Now Cava once more, plays it down the middle. It's just wide. Carter, not a full clear, so that gives some space here for Daryl Watts to come through. In the neutral zone, puts the sharp angle shot in, goes for the rebound. Kept off it by Petrie. Now Thompson trying to send it ahead. Curl to the far corner. Few blown tires. Puck back in the neutral zone. Flaherty sends it down. Harmon. Both teams. It's a sense of urgency, but a big game here for Minnesota. A chance to win it. In advance for Toronto, a chance to stay alive and force a game 5 under 7 minutes to go in the Scepter zone. Woods plays it back for Fast. Fast turns back, but under pressure. She's being double teamed right now. Harmon.
Minnesota's doing, sending that double pressure. So Toronto's got to move the puck quickly if they want to beat that. It's relentless.
And they know they have to. Curl gets it far side for Petrie, who puts it down. So fresh legs as Curl stays down low. Jakes comes in, looking for a shot in the lane. Skamora taking that away with her stick. Now Sceptres feeling the pressure from Fast, working to retrieve the puck. Far corner. Jakes and Sceptres coming away with it. Trying to drive towards the net, but Fast. Katie Knoll has been all over Renata Fast in this game.
Well, when you got a tired group of players on the ice, why not throw a heavy hit like that?
In the Scepter zone, now chasing after it's Coyne Schofield on hat-trick watch here. To the point, Jakes ends up wide. A good flip out of the zone, but Channel Watkins plays it up for Jakes. Jakes gets back so quick. Now Fast trying to stave off Taylor Heisey on the hunt for the puck. Under 5.5 left. Out of reach now Heisey. Looking up. Hard rim. Not a clean one still. Thompson picks it up in the far corner. Is it back Miller? Trying to bat it out. Panic with the goal as well. Tied it at 2 to the point this time. A little bit of a no-look shot from McQuigg. Natalie Spooner trying to put on the speed and avoid Steckline, but nearly a giveaway there. Pass to nobody. Monroe able to at least buy a little bit of time for Toronto, but Brooke McQuigg trying to beeline it. Play to the far corner, Denise Shisheva. Tie game, Toronto having the lead twice so far, looking to regain it.
Toronto just hemmed in right now, can barely get the puck through the neutral zone.
Izzy Daniel has had some big efforts from that point. Nurse trying for an angle. Harmon in the neutral zone, but Petrie relentless. That gives space now for Shisheva. She plays it to Curl at the circle. Check that, Himlarova. Now Petrie forced to play it back. It'll send them back. Couldn't hold the zone, Channel Watkins.
Well, you're looking at two different styles of play right now. You got one team that's just holding on for dear life in Toronto. You've got another team in Minnesota that looks like they're going for the win.
Oh, and Michaela Cava looking for her first goal of this game. She had 2 on Sunday. Trying to shake it off. Jessie Comfer. Jessie Comfer, the only Toronto player with a game-winning goal in this building.
She's just looking for some support right now and bide her time until she finds someone open. It's hard to do at this point in time. Toronto, just a little bit quicker puck movement. They've had a few opportunities to move the puck quick. They've taken their time, one extra stick handle.
And now a chance for Zumwinkle. She can't corral the puck fast enough. And had a good look on Jackson. Thompson trying to do the work herself. Carter gets there. Watts turned around. Puck gets flipped up. Whistles at a premium. We're under 3 minutes to go here in the third. Tied at 3. Jackson nearly caught out of position. Helped out. Panics pass and no one. A quick shot by Channel Watkins. Going to find Twine once more. Zumwinkle to the point. Quick passes. Bit of a giveaway along the wall. Emma Woods, 2.5 to go here in the third. Jakes kept off the puck. Now Woods with the feed to Renata Fast. Fast with a shot. Kicked out. Skamora. Denied by Hensley. What an effort for the Sceptres.
Well, they haven't had a lot this period. That one was a decent look. And a nice shot off the pads for Renata Fast. Nelly Skamora driving in.
2 minutes to go. Third period scoring started early, just 58 seconds in by Emma Malte for the Sceptres' 3-2 lead. And then Coyne Schofield putting her team on her back, scoring the equalizer. Spooner She goes down with Thompson. No penalties so far in this game either. Flanagan trying to work it up. Thompson finds Heisey. It's a 2-on-1 as Coyne Schofield gets ahead. It's just wide, but she took the shot. It's what her coach would have wanted to see too. As the Sceptres get set up now. Steckline draws that. Finds a shot. Jackson, it's still alive. There's the whistle. Minute 8 seconds remaining, and it's a big opportunity for the Frost. Offensive zone draw. Not a fast, just takes the puck away. Puts it into the Frost zone. Comfort can't find space on the near side. The goal line. Daryl Watts fending off. Now Comfort to Watts once more. The shot down low, net front. Turnbull was there. What an effort. Watts once more.
Oh, what a save.
Big time Hensley coming through here in this game. 35 seconds remaining in regulation. Fast. Just sends it on net. Scamora coming up on the forecheck. Anna Miller trying to help out. Miller looking for another way in. Can't hold the zone. Allie Monroe now. Banks it off the near wall. 12 seconds remaining. Minnesota looks to enter the zone. Steckline plays it behind. Game 4 is headed to overtime. We are getting set, of course, in the regular season. Overtime is 3-on-3, 10-minute. This is a full 20-minute period. 5-on-5, of course, can end early as soon as that first goal is scored. You can feel the crowd inside XL Energy Center knows what's at stake here. A win for Minnesota, and they advance. No need for a Game 5 for Toronto. This is their chance to stay alive and bring the series back home. All playoff series so far in the PWHL are best of 5. Petrie trying to gain the zone, chasing it down on the far side. Jackson watching on. Chance here for Minnesota early. Thompson shoots. It's stopped. Loose puck. Petrie now looking for a way around. Fast tracking her the whole way. It's blocked. That gives some space for Turnbull. The near side, Daryl Watts. Good news for Toronto is that Carly Jackson has the team's most recent extra time win. It was their second game of the regular season that went to, or check that. Yeah, the most recent win. Of course, their final game went to overtime, and Ottawa was able to punch their ticket to the playoffs on that one. But Jackson in a shootout. Of course, no shootouts here in the playoffs as well. Sarah Nurse up for Allie Monroe. She can't get a stick on it. 5-on-5 in the neutral zone. Monroe looking for a short pass for Spooner. Quick stick by Miller. Miller plays it down for Connors. She takes some pressure from Steckline. Trying to work in is Natalie Spooner. The inaugural best forward of the year. Returned halfway through the regular season. Spooner was holding on to that puck. She takes a big hit off the boards. Looked like she was going to make a move with it.
She had that puck up on her stick. She was trying to carry it about waist high.
Fast. Along the near wall, gets it up for Connors, at least sends it back down into Minnesota territory. Fresh legs for the Sceptres. Playing clean will be important as both teams have been so good on the power play, and in this game all 6 goals have been even strength. There have been no penalties. Connors up for Scamora as she's taken to the far wall. Channel Watkins. Kelly Panic. She's kept off the puck by Scamora. Channel Watkins coming in for support. Panic trying to take it away, but Woods aggressive with it. Zumwinkle as well. Batting at it, loose puck, Kelly Panic. Woods, cross ice feed. Room for Haley Scamora to come in. It's kept out by Hensley. What a look for Haley Scamora.
Hensley's come up with a couple big saves in this game, and that one was absolutely huge.
Of course, Jackson looking for their first PWHL playoff win, while Hensley has yet to get one against the Sceptres. Comfort in front, Turnbull on the doorstep. Get into a bit of a scrum, but the puck is loose. Monroe reaching for it, now walks to the far side. Grabs it back, trying to work it along the goal line. Sceptres. That gives Monroe some space. She'll send it right back down. Watts is there. But it's all Katie Knoll.
That's a signature Watts play to try to score from below the goal line.
She's effective, especially in big moments. In that she has an overtime game winner this season with the Sceptres. Did that in Edmonton, the takeover tour game. Puck up and fast. Try to fire it down. In walks Emma Malte, drops it off for Sarah Nurse. Looking to be the hero here. Sarah Nurse had Toronto's first two ever overtime game winners, both in the inaugural season. Toronto wins the draw. Monroe takes it along the goal line. It pops out. Gives space for Shisheva to just turn around. Circles back, looks up now. Trying to find a way in on the near side of Shisheva. Shepers, watch out. She set up Budarak game 4 last year. Down Main Street, blocked by Spooner. Takes Thompson. The far side, Jackson will play it, leaves it for Flanagan. But a curl watching, trying to get a jump on that puck. Up ahead, back into the Minnesota zone. Steckline and Connors. Connors just making a diving play for it. Harmon in the neutral zone. That gives space for Steckline. Lee Steckline going to keep her goal streak alive. Gets it out for Curl. It's kept back down now in the corner. Petrie. Tom Petrie looking for a lane. Gets it to Steckline. The Sceptres played off the wall. Kept in the zone by Michaela Cava. Cava, who's so strong now. Maggie Connors plays it into the far corner. She goes off. Woods coming in. Able to separate her from the puck is Flanagan. Turnbull to end this game here. Flanagan. Flanagan shoots. Kept out by Hensley. Puck alive. Comfort once more has Watts. Watts looking for a way in. Hensley keeps it out again. Nicole Hensley coming big in overtime. Helped out on Malte's goal, the third of the game for the Sceptres. Watts looking for a way in for Turnbull, who wins that battle off the stick of Panic. The Sceptres aggressive here, continuing in the offensive zone. Turnbull takes it up high. Step to the outside. Takes the puck for a bit of a ride. All the way around. Up now, Carter plays it down, looking to feed it in is Comfort. Back around Watts. Now Comfort. Comfort shoots. It's just wide. Harmon keeps the drive alive here. Kelly Panic looking to whip it around the boards. Panic once more. Plays it up for Sophie Jakes and a quick reach for Harmon. Support from Renata Fast. Puck goes round. Thompson. Malte up, or down low rather. In the feet of McQuigg. We're now 7 minutes into this first overtime of this playoff series. Steckline will just send it down low. A chance here for Minnesota to get to work. They haven't had the same sort of time in zone. Good play by Toronto. Working it out now, Malte. Feeling the force of Cava. That gives room for Heisey to come through. Drops it up for Cava. To Heisey. It's kept out. It's kept out. It's alive. No shot there for Channel Watkins. A chance up high for Steckline. She's responsible. Plays it safe. McCoy and Schofield. Hat-trick watch. Drops it off. Looking for another way in. Channel Watkins. It's blocked in front. Renata Fast doing the work. in the near corner. The crowd rallying on the Frost in overtime. They want to head to the finals. They won another Walter Cup. Cava just gets it out, and now Flaherty sends it down for Petrie. Back up to Flaherty. Flaherty from distance, back behind the net now. Cava has Curl. Curl kept off it by Fast. Back on her skates once more. Miller in front. Petrie reaching. Gets the puck right back. Petrie in the glove. Toronto able to win the defensive zone draw. Now to get it out. Watts working it up the near side. Chips it in to the Minnesota end. Comfort back behind the net. Thompson quick to it. Turnbull back in the neutral zone this time. Let's get it over to Monroe, but they're forced to head back in the Toronto zone, looking to work their way up. Turnbull to Watts. Watts comes in, takes the shot. Watts stopped by Hemsley. Watts has 4 career game-winning goals. 2 this season. She had 2 with the Charge back in the inaugural year, and then as a Sceptre. Looking to be the difference maker today. We're now just over 9 minutes into this overtime period. Woods getting in front. Scamora trying to find the puck. Gosling sends it down. Now the chase is on. Scamora trying to reach there. Brooke McQuigg with a quick feed. Gives some space. Now Carter will dump it in the far corner. Daniel out. And Malte as well. Malte found a way. Loose puck chases on as Kelly Panic nearly gets there first. Sarah Nurse goes down in the effort. Jackson watches the draw. Another solid defensive zone win for the Sceptres. Team that, of course, has not had the upper hand on faceoffs in this game. Daniel got to get it back in the Minnesota zone. It's played up quick, looking for Heisey. Cava far side. Going Schofield. Sends it to the near corner. Heisey collecting it on the hash marks in the slot. Worked out by the Sceptres. Some good sticks as Malte now in a foot race trying to beat Stecklein. Of course, Stecklein has that long stick. We're told the longest stick in the PWHL, although maybe Abby Rock has something to say about that.
Wouldn't surprise me if Lee Stecklein does. She uses her big frame. Malte looks like she's trying to figure out what way do I go around you.
Minnesota looking to set up. Sheppers trying to hold on. Toronto will just force it back to the near wall. That gives room for Katie Knoll. Sent around far side, Himlarova. She's trying to shake off pressure. Coming in, Miller. Chance erupting here inside XL Energy Center. Fast. Gets it back into the neutral zone. A little bit of space, but not much time to breathe. We'll head to our first break of the overtime. Just under 9 minutes remaining in this overtime period. Still tied at 3. Game 4. Right now, Toronto looking to close this with a win. Send this series back home. They're in the Minnesota zone. Driving the play. Fast. Looking for comfort. Turnbull. Fast once more. Batting at another chance. Can't get it off the backhand. Minnesota stays alive in their zone. Another chance here as Harmon sends it down for Turnbull in front once more. Comfort looking for it. A diving save. The puck loose. Toronto looking for another chance to send it back on net. Turnbull. Fast from the far side. Has to work around that pressure. Petrie in for the Frost to shake off this wave of offense from the Sceptres. Popped out of play into the bench. Under 8 minutes left here in the overtime. We've got a bit of a stalemate at the dot. Out comes Nurse. Will just fire it towards Hensley. There has not been a period of play between these two teams in this series that hasn't resulted in at least one goal. Jackson watching on. No icing there. Zumwinkle trying to cut through. Toronto able to return it to the neutral zone. Molte in the mix. Another collision. Daniel and Panic went down. A board battle. A bit of a stalemate again. Dig in, trying to retrieve the puck. Working at it, working at it. It's loose, a quick touch for the Sceptres, sends it into Minnesota territory. Spooner staying up, now Connors in the neutral zone, forced to the near side. Panic trying to jump ahead. Zumwinkle again, looking for room on the near side. Fast will handle it to Harmon. Steckline looking for a way and nearly pops the puck into her own net. Dangerously close to Nicole Hensley. Patience with it. Steckline looking for Thompson up ahead. Fast needing to get there before Heisey with a hard rim. Kept in by Flaherty. Harmon works it off the wall. That gives some space though. Flaherty comes in. Loses the puck in the mix.
Flaherty, who had to beeline to make sure she kept that puck in the first place, and then makes a nice play.
Next goal wins. Just over 6 minutes left in the first overtime period. And if there's no goal in this frame, well, we head to another. Heisey trying to cut down Main Street. Fatigue, of course, a factor in these games. Puck comes out now. Jakes, Shisheva. Kept to the perimeter, race in for Turnbull and Curl. Popped around, Shisheva. Can't get ahead of Monroe. Petrie trying to work in the corner. Flanagan, good body position. Curl comes in and takes down Monroe. Up ahead, Watts trying to stay with it. Curl gets it back. Trying to create a quick play. That has some room. Pad save for Jackson. Driving once more, Curl with a shot. Another big stop by Jackson. Good flip in by Sarah Nurse.
Curl comes out of the corner. She's got that big shot. She's looking to go upstairs. Jackson holds her ground.
Under 5 to go. The crowd reacting. Well, you've got the crowd on their feet inside XL Energy Center. They're going to want this win even more than they already do. People coming with their own Walter Cup creations. Toronto has won 5 of 7 faceoffs so far in this overtime period. Also has 4 of the 6 shots on goal. But it just comes down to one, and both these teams have been able to capitalize without having to shoot too many. Toronto, first playoff team to score on their first shot on goal. That set the tone. Now big opportunity, a 2-on-1. Zumwinkle patient, looks for the shot, it's wide. Jakes plays it down. Trying to keep Minnesota to the outside. Taylor Heisey with the shot. She scores! Minnesota Magic in overtime. The reigning Walter Cup champions are heading back to the PWHL finals. Thanks for joining us. On behalf of Becky Keller, Rob Pizzo, our entire production crew, and the PWHL, I'm Daniela Ponticelli, signing off from St. Paul, Minnesota.